that, we are live. It is the Sunday live before lock NBA show brought to you by Fantasy Draft. It is December 22nd. We are in full swing right now for NFL second half games, or I should say the afternoon slate is underway here. They're about 45 minutes into it. We've got 4 games tonight from the association. There was an early game, but we're skipping that one. It was with one Fred Van Vliet, I believe. Somehow I didn't do a contest because I lost track of everything today, Eddie.
That's an unconscionable dereliction of duty there, Emac.
This will be the first one I've missed, because usually I do the showdown slates when he's in it. But I did not. It looks like they are losing by 24 at the moment. Let's see.
The Raptors?
The Raptors are. Nobody in
legit, my friend.
Nobody in double digits yet for the Raptors, and they are 4 minutes into the third quarter. Ouch, is what we say to that. But in the meantime, let's let people gather in here. Let me make sure I'm plugged in, because it says my stream's bit rate is lower than recommended. What the heck is that? We don't like that. But chat, let me know if you can hear us all, and we're good to go. We've got, so yesterday was a fun one.
Yeah, it went really well. Congratulations to everybody who took some money last night.
Yeah, definite hat tips there. We had some good showings there for the showdown slate on NFL. That was the 49ers and Rams. I had a good article on there. I had a nice little night there. And then that last game was a little back and forth. We got, if you had Hassan Whiteside and Damian Lillard, it was exciting. If you were sweating those last 45 seconds there when Andrew Wiggins had a running, I was in bed watching it on my phone, set a running 32-footer that he made, and that knocked 30% of my winnings off. So I ended up just breaking even last night. But one Josh Engelman, sweating out nearly a $50,000 prize pool over there on FanDuel, ended up winning $10,000, Eddie. So hat tip there to someone whose hair game is as sharp as yours. We had, let's see, third out of 38,303 for Mr. Engelman there. He had Westbrook, Simmons, Harden, Chris Middleton, Kelly Oubre, Jay Crowder, Jaren Jackson, Rashawn Holmes, and Gorgie Dang. He went with Gorgie Dang, who ended up being 3.8% owned. We did not have that
crazy
Karl Anthony Towns information. So finally, it paid off for the Chubster. He took a gamble on a questionable player, and it worked out, because he's been on the wrong side of those Kawhi games more often.
I give him shit for that one, but he's having a massive year. Josh is doing extremely well. So yes, definite hat tip to Mr. Engelman.
Yep, that has been definitely a good one there. And not to fear chat, Eddie's getting his rankings in. I'm going to go through the injuries here. We're just letting people collect and come in.
They should be in.
All right, let's talk a little bit about people who are out. Gordon Hayward is out tonight. It's unlikely that Kyle Korver and his 37-year-old body are going to play on this back-to-back. Haven't heard any updates yet, Eddie, for Domantas Sabonis or Jeremy Lamb. They are out with hip and groin injuries, respectively. Ersan Ilyasova started last night, a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
But says back-to-back doubtful tonight. I did not realize he was not playing back-to-backs. George Hill is dealing with the thigh bruise. JaMychal Green could miss yet another game with his bruised tailbone. Kawhi Leonard will not be playing on a back-to-back. I know that's a surprise for everybody. You've got LeBron James dealing with a strained rib muscle. He is doubtful tonight, and we don't know what's going on yet with Paul Millsap. He has a bruised left knee. Kyle Kuzma should be returning after missing 5 games with an ankle injury. I do want to say, be very, very careful with him. He has not been very exciting thus far this season. He is averaging about 0.75 fantasy points per minute. He's playing about 20 minutes per game. That's about where I would expect him to come in tonight. But we have some of the heaviest chalk we have seen, Eddie, with these injuries to LeBron as well as Kawhi temporarily hurting just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm only here so I don't get fined, I believe was Marshawn Lynch. So where would you like to start?
I will follow your lead. It is a small
Well,
slate.
you
Lead
know
me.
what? We've got Charlotte and Boston. You've got a little news for Charlotte here. For those of you not paying attention to the matinee yesterday, but I've
Yeah.
got another one. Revenge, Kemba Walker.
Plenty of revenge tonight. The
There-
entire Thunder team.
Well, oh no, it's beautiful. You've got Kemba, you've got
Yeah.
Brogdon,
Yeah.
you've got the Clippers and Thunder,
Chris
and
Paul, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, half that
JaVale
game.
McGee. I think in the nightcap. Is that about what we're down to? So we've got somebody in every game.
Terry Rozier, of course.
Oh,
Don't
yes.
forget that one.
That one's a nice back and forth there. But let's start us off here with Charlotte and a potential surprise starter.
Nick Batum started and played 30 minutes yesterday. Sort of out of nowhere. Not something I expected to see, but is going to go a little bit under the radar. But against the Jazz, which in their current configuration, not that big of a team, but it was still a little surprising to see Charlotte get away from what had been a largely successful experiment of the Twin Towers. Not very Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson-y, but still starting basically two centers next to each other. Size and dimensions wise, Bismack Biyombo, who started at center in this game, by the way, which may have been the right choice against Gobert, who I wish this game had been on the slate because he was pretty much a lock to go the hell off against this team, and quite did so. But they brought Nick Batum, who was hardly a lock for the rotation most days, out of mothballs, started and played 30 minutes. Now, he's the minimum. There's any number of ways this can go hellaciously wrong. He is the minimum price on both sides. That's a nice thing. But for example, in those 30 minutes, he took 4 shots. He had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block. So, the steal and the block got you up to about 17, 18. But if he's starting again on a short slate, which, by the way, is one fugly short slate. There's some interesting things about this slate. The top 7 teams in defensive rating are playing today. One of them is in the early games. But if you look at teams' defensive rating just overall in the NBA so far this season, the best, just reading top down from number 1 to 7, it's the Bucks, the Nuggets, the Raptors, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Celtics, and the Pacers. All of whom are on this slate except for the Raptors, who happen to be playing in the matinee, so they get a mention. But it's sort of like the Celtics have a really good matchup, and everyone else has a crap one. It's it has potential to be an ugly slate, and as if to underscore that point, this is it was an easier game for me to research this morning, recovering from my ugly sweater party from last night, in that all 4 of these matchups on the late slate have happened exactly once.